Hi, I'm Craig Tilford. I'm president of Stressed Out Solutions. We're a company that does mental health in the workplace. We do prevention, we do education, knowledge, tools, things to help corporations from the beginning to full gap analysis. I'm just doing a wrap up on May 29th, the May 2019 for the year, or for the month rather, and I'm just shocked at what's going on. I just want to say, oh, Canada, like, what's going on? I've had more calls, more proposals, more speeches in this month of May than the past year. Bell Let's Talk, I give them a lot of credit. In March this year, they did a survey from this past Let's Talk, and they said 86% of Canadians are saying they're far more aware of mental health now in 2019 than they were in 2011, which works with my own personal research. I was standing in front of the LCBO asking for cash for Defeat Depression. We raised the most we've ever done in London in 5 years and the highest in all of Canada. And it's odd because people don't carry cash anymore. So I'd ask them for cash and they'd go and get it and come back. So it tells me that Canadians are getting it. The part that I'd like to get onto is the corporate world. I have met with dozens of corporations, and there's just a few things in the way. Maybe it's on me. Maybe I'm just not providing the value, or maybe they just don't get the value, or I'm not putting it across. But the research is there. Forget me. It's every dollar you put it into a mental health initiative, you get $2 back. I wish I got that kind of return on my portfolio every year. And it's not just two times back, it's 2 to 12, depending on the industry and depending on what's going on. What's holding them back? I've got some ideas, and I've heard a lot from them. I get pushback. One of the bigger ones is stigma. So I'm out. I've had mental health all my life. I'm clinically diagnosed with depression. I deal with it every day, and it's not so bad if you know how to deal with it. But if you don't, it's hell. Anyways, stigma is still a problem, which is unfortunate. It seems that Canadians will talk about it on the street and they'll talk about it with their neighbors, but they won't talk about it in the office. And we could probably guess why. Another reason that they won't do it is they're too busy. They say they're too busy with their projects. And the reality is that I can show them ways where they can find time and stop messing around with other stuff that doesn't help them, and they're going to have all sorts of time to do stuff. They're not sure what they're going to get. Okay, maybe that's on me. Maybe that's on their research. Maybe it's just that they're not willing to listen yet. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Some people will think that more people will take time off. And I think to myself, well, if they weren't aware of it before, just think of the drag down they have. But now they become aware of it and they go and get help and then they come back. Let's go back to the 2 to 12 times better. So if more people go off, is that really a bad thing? Maybe in the immediate future, but not in the big picture, which really, if you're in business to be in business, you need to look at the big picture. Next, my favorite. Craig, we don't need your services. We have an EAP. We have an employee assistance plan. Even better yet, we have a family employee assistance plan. And I'm going, that's great. Because if you get to a point where you need them and you can pick up that phone and call them and get help, that's awesome. If you don't have an EAP, we do that service on a sidebar, just as a sidebar. But if you do have an EAP, here's the secret from the benefits business. Of all the Canadians that have an EAP, only 6% of them use it. Only 6% of Canadians use their EAP. So these corporations are paying 94% for something that's not being used. So why is it getting used, Craig? Well, I have my own personal theory. Why? Because I have my own lived experience, because I've been there before. And here's how it goes. First, you got to know that you're sick. Then once you know you're sick, you got to know where to go. Well, let's hope you know where the EAP is. There's other steps in the way, but the big one is picking up that phone, that 800-pound phone, to admit that you need help, and you're going to go down there, and all the fear that you have there. How about some reasons to do it? We'll start with the selfless ones. We'll start with the ones for the people, for the team. First thing is, it's the right thing to do. We are Canadian. We try and do the right things. We're not always right. Don't always do the right, but we try and do the right thing. The next thing is, it builds confidence and trust, and it leads to better ideas and better productivity. You get people watching other people's back. Next, relationships. Not only relationships better at the office, but they're better at home. You go home and have a better relationship, and you have a better home to raise children, and they become better balanced. And finally, this might be new to some of you, SROI. So return on investment, you get it? The social return on investment. And there's a whole whack of stuff. Look it up. I can't get into it in the video. All right, how about the selfish reasons? Let's go to just my selfish reasons because it's all about me. It's my portfolio. I want my portfolio to be good. Well, it's better for the bottom line. It's better productivity. It reduces the impact of mental health that's going to hit your bottom line because everybody has mental health. You'll always have it. It'll always be on the bottom line. And whether it's negative or positive, it's up to you. And if you're really an early adopter, why not use it to a competitive advantage? Less absenteeism. And if you're familiar with the term, there's less presenteeism. And that's a big thing. So check that one out too. So what's going on? I met with one of the big four banks yesterday, and this person gets it. And they want to change the culture. And that's fantastic, and I hope that we go forward. But as I'm walking to that meeting, I'm thinking to myself, okay, if I took that person and all their peers in this top four bank, and they're on a conference call, and they happen to be talking about mental health, and they talk about it for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, I don't care. If you take all those people, and this person was not C-suite, they're probably third or fourth down, but still pretty senior. And if you put that person with all their peers, what do you think their hourly burn rate is? What do you think that 15 minutes of all those people burns through with that bank? Well, I'd be willing to bet you, maybe my investment portfolio, I don't know, but maybe I'd be willing to bet you that their burn rate is going to be far more than what my fee is to go in and sit down with those people, not 15 minutes, but for 90 minutes and give them tools. Yeah, the next thing is these same corporations are pretty sophisticated. They've got those employee engagement things. And what's going on is the stress, because they're going to measure stress, right? Is the stress going down or up? Well, I'd be willing to bet again, maybe just a coffee this time, but I bet you again, the stress is going up because that's the way society is. Help me, Canada. Let's figure out how to get our bosses to figure it out and get it. And let's make a difference. Canadians are getting it. How about the workplace? How about the corporations? You're really missing out. It's affecting you negative. It always will unless you do something about it. Go to my website, check out the evidence tab. The research is there. Be well. It really makes a difference.